Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have a 3v3 here on Calais. A map on the workshop you can get by just searching for Calais Battery, I'm pretty sure. Let's go through the players. It's a Western Front battle. Represent the Allies, we have OKST as rifle company for the United States of America. We have someone with an East Asian name I unfortunately cannot pronounce. Also playing to the United States. And we have Racial as the Commonwealth without a commander choice yet. Represent the Axis, trying to keep the Allies back. We have Stockholm Mulvey, the main developer of Spearhead 2 mod at the moment, actually. As Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. Muro as Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. And Ralph Roberts is Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. Okay. So we have a lot of East European forces trying to hold the Normandy landings here, I guess. There'll be a lot of interesting things that could happen from this. Still no commander choice from... Oh wait, it looks like this guy has went for mechanized, or this person anyway. Mechanized company for the United States, always good to see. Mechanized can be pretty good. And we have a lot of rifle troops coming out for the rifle division player. But we're gonna see a lot of Osttruppen that way here. Lots of Osttruppen everywhere. Very unusual, but I like it. Big firefights already happening in the center here around this field with some dead cows. And well, the Germans are trying to dig in near the north, near the Atlantic Wall here. Our Osttruppen don't have any SMGs on their squad leaders, so they are pretty bad in medium to close range. But long range, they will still do pretty okay behind heavy cover. The Americans are going to be dealing with a lot of people who are not necessarily Germans. Oh, these are definitely Germans, these are Volksgrenadier squad. Throwing some Brandflasche on those British troops. Rifle sections will become a problem though. Good steel Handgranate. Oh, very good steel Handgranate actually. And we have some pioneers nearby to support. And well, looks like the Eastern Europeans, the Osttruppen are pushing up here very aggressively. Throwing egg grenades. Problem is they're fighting Americans up close. Americans do have semi-auto rifles, but it doesn't look like these blue and grey are doing that good. We're doing better there, at least. We also have a command choice from the Racial. Looks like it is Royal Tank Regiment with Anvil Specialization. Got it. Grenade going under the Osttruppen. America sending southward to support their other ally. This looks like the Osttruppen have actually pushed the American Rifle Division back briefly. There's some mechanized troops, squad available. That's unique to if you're playing as mechanized. Obviously, you can guess the Osttruppen are unique if you're playing Osttruppen. Fairly interesting units. Pushing up very aggressively on these Americans. More egg grenades going out.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Also American 30 cal set up here. We have a very long firefight with the Osttruppen along the Atlantic Wall. Oh, good grenade there from the Osttruppen. Only they didn't kill that many though, because the egg grenade is not that potent as I understand. Very unremarkable grenade. It looks like the British are falling back. And more Osttruppen get onto the field here. Looks like the Germans are pushing all their Hilfswillige up there. Triple Osttruppen though. That is a very interesting play. Water from the Americans here, 60mm. And Osttruppen pulling back. Later on, I'm pretty sure we might see some 25th Panzer Grenadiers come out from all the players. That would definitely provide some very strong German presence on the battlefield. Meanwhile, the Osttruppen are still just moving around and trying to set up defenses. We have an MT-42 already set up here in the center for one of the players. British Vickers set up. Osttruppen trying to flank here. It might succeed.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Vickers is moving. Might kill that rifle section. Oh, looks like he's gonna get away. Osttruppen coming up there. And mechanized troops are fighting against the Osttruppen on the southern flank here. There's so many Osttruppen. Osttruppen are absolutely everywhere. Another MG42 coming out for the Germans. Very different battle. The British lieutenant arriving in a brain carrier here. To give him a very good bit of defenses. The thing is, I believe Ostrov come with Panzerfausts. Yes, they do.
Tell us what to do.
Not sure what that is about.
Infantry! Get ready!
And so many Osthoben. Americans pushing up the southern flank now with their 29th Infantry Division. Some of them have already been equipped with carbines, which is going to help in close range engagements. Who's going to flank? Oh, but he didn't. Oh, he should have just sit up behind the cover there, I feel. Mechanized force coming in though, but this Ostrom do a Panzerfausts. And that'll definitely kill those. Oh, Ostrom coming up. I don't underestimate Ostrom. If they're behind cover in a static position, they'll do pretty well. They're pretty decent static infantry, relying more on an older kind of warfare from like the First World War. Oh, flag being set up by the Ostrom. The Americans are gonna need to act quickly before the flag gets set up. And E42 here to try and cover the flank. Definitely keeping the Americans suppressed. Smoke grenade going out. We also have some actual grenadiers on the field. Being equipped with an LMG-42. And we are finally seeing the first 35th Panzer Grenadiers on the field here. These are very good infantry and will definitely provide issues for the Americans. The 25th should not be underestimated. American 30 cal opening fire here.
Combat engineers on the line.
Just holding up that position. British are still moving up on the Atlantic Wall. Communists arriving in a half-track for the United States. An American lieutenant is directing the battlefield down here. 30 cal probably has to get out of that. That MT-42 has been in a good position behind this cow. That must smell really bad. And Leutnant arriving for the northern flank for the Germans. Here to oversee the Hilfswilliger. Let's see. The flag has been set up. And some airdrop supplies. And a medic bunker going up there, I think. Yeah, so the Osttroppen are really getting all the supplies they need to hold down here. That's going to be hard for the Americans to break through. Now the half-track does have a 50 cal on top of it, but the Osttroppen do have Panzerfausts. And the 25th also has Panzerfaust by the looks of it, yep.
Incoming fire. Send around infantry. Blast away.
Oh, yeah, they also get. Oh, they didn't get it off. The half-track managed to get out of range. Well, the animation still fired. Oh, Osttroppen pushing up. So many Osttroppen everywhere. We have the 11th Hussars, the Prince's Own, coming onto the field for the British. Good assault infantry, being equipped with Thompsons. So triple Osttroppen, that is a very interesting thing. I suppose it does allow the Wehrmacht to have a lot of field presence, because Osttroppen are fairly cheap. Are you the only 180? Although I cannot tell here, unfortunately.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh, British are taking some heavy hits there. MT-42 setting up. They're gonna get mowed down. They just didn't fire, okay. Oh, he changed target. Going down to Sappers instead.
We are losing Soldaten.
Lieutenant pushing up here in those Osttroppen. The northern flank of the Atlantic Wall here is collapsing. Prince's Own pushing up. They're about to flank this MT-42. He just has to run, really. Don't for that MG4 is gonna get out of there. Yeah, they got it. And the Americans are pushing up. I've set up a forward base in the center here. 30 cal still keeping the Germans at bay here. Well, not really Germans, but a lot of Eastern Europeans Here we have another unique unit available to Ostdivision. The 78th Sturm Division Sturm Grenadiers. Pretty interesting assault unit you can get to work alongside your Panzer Grenadiers and Osttruppen. Where's the 25th? The 25th might have been killed. Yeah, I think I don't see them anywhere, so the 25th might actually have been killed while I was not noticing. Oh, White Phosphorus going in. Oh, is that guy actually going to survive it? Looks like he will. Command, oh, well, that commands to, but it stood on the field using canister shot. Pretty dangerous to the German infantry and non-German infantry. America's pushing pretty far up here. They've reached like a train station of some kind. Or like a supply point for the defenses. The Sturm Division Sturm Grenadiers are trying to hold them back with MP40s though. And a Luger? I did not know they would use a Luger. Okay, so one of them has like a pistol instead. Pack 38 also present. More Osttruppen coming up alongside some Grenadiers. Northern flank of the defense is completely collapsed there. But the British have had to pull back to heal up. Meanwhile, the Osttruppen are still holding the southern flank here with a lot of static defenses. They're pulling back to that bunker, I imagine. Yep. Very interesting battle so far. Coming in here, somebody equipped with combat flamethrowers.
Tank support is here.
The M2 flamethrower, that's a pretty dangerous one. So it has very short range, but it's very effective as I understand. A2 Sherman arriving on the battlefield for the United States. Captain also holding up here against the Grenadiers, so I think the Grenadiers might win that due to heavy cover though. And Osttruppen is coming out here to intercept. Mortar half truck arriving, unique unit available to Ostdivision and Leichte, I believe. Both Ost and Leichte gets the mortar half truck. Overall, Ostdivision gets a lot of nice little units everywhere. That's a lot of Americans. And here's the A2 Sherman. High explosive shell being loaded. Oh, Grenadiers down! The Lieutenant could grab that MG42. That's going to be a risky move. Osttruppen on the flank is taking out the Sherman. High explosive in the Pack 38. Missing. Lieutenant really needs to grab that MG42 as quick as they can. He's quick inside the building instead. Sturm Grenadiers coming up here also have been armed with PPSH and some of their MP40s. Flak going up on the northern flank. Flak can support from this angle. Osttruppen moving up. And the Sturm Grenadiers are moving from cover to cover. Obviously, as they get close to the Americans' firepower will start to kick in. What's the Lieutenant buffing them with? Equipment recharge and reload speed. That's not too bad.
Our soldiers are trained to advance rapidly.
Artillery being called in on the building with the Lieutenant. Sturm Grenadiers are pulling back. Because the Americans won that engagement pretty handily. Meanwhile, the Osttruppen are starting to get an extra man because they're veterans too. You should upgrade them with an extra man at that point. So suddenly you get a 6-man squad instead of 5-man. That can actually be a big deal in some engagements, for those wondering. Not something that should be underestimated. Lieutenant is still trying to keep them at bay. Panzer F1 in the fields. Pack 38 is moving out again. Looks like the Osttruppen have slowly pushed back up here, but it's not really working out yet. Excuse me. Princess Zone has been equipped with a Bren gun. MP40s armed on the Lieutenant, but he has to pull back. And the Panzer F1 could probably do some damage, mostly because the Americans lack AET equipment. Oh, that's a lot of Osttruppen. That's a lot of rifles on those 3 guys. Churchill coming up for the British. I suppose it's destroying the vertical. Being just out of range of the flamethrower.
Capture point is being overrun. We just lost a unit.
The Americans are suffering heavy losses on the central flank here. But A3 Shermans are getting onto the field now. The F1 will not be able to take that fight, I think.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Ooh, it did not get penetrated though.
Armor ready.
Storm Grenadiers are present here to try and support the F1.
We have additional Osttruppen available.
Northern flank is still not looking too good. Southern flank is still holding up. Looks like a lot of German defenses have been dug in. Oh well, Hilswilliger at this point. Hits are coming out for one of them. Hetzer is a pretty decent little tank destroyer, but I think first you should have a little bit of a stronger armor rating, in my own opinion. Sometimes it just really doesn't really feel worth it. Because it did have a reputation for having pretty good armor, as I understand, due to its sloping. I guess I'll check the armor stats when it comes out. Ostruppen pushing over the north flank here. British Lieutenant pushing up. But now artillery on the flank. Yeah, makes sense. A3 is coming for this F1. Over penetration. And yeah, one more shot is all it takes. A3 will definitely be able to beat F1s all the time. Another combat half track coming up here. That's coming out. Yeah, that's pretty pathetic armor rating in all honesty. And it says 95mm sloped. Can we check how much a Sherman is? 75. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. 51mm, that's without being sloped. Huh, yeah, so I get a feeling the armor on the Hetzer should probably be buffed up a little bit. Just so it feels more like, you know, I think that's hard to penetrate. Hard to pierce. Like, a gun being small is completely fine too, because that's how it was. Oh, ammo rack, good shot, Hetzer! Perhaps I shouldn't have doubted you. Aren't you a cute little Jagdpanzer? Yes, you are, yes, you are. I always liked Hetzers. I like the design. Storm Grenadiers are trying to hold up here, but I think there might be too much American firepower. Oh, but the Hetzer is helping a lot, and the Pioneers are coming up. Now, the unique thing about the Hetzer... Oh, Panzer IV is having trouble against this A3. Will it win? Oh, I think it will. Yeah, good shot. The unique thing about the Hetzer's machine gun is it's actually not manned by a person. It's actually remote controlled from inside, as I remember. Which is a very unique little thing. It's like a Hetzer coming up. Always appreciate seeing Hetzers. Yeah, there's also Hetzer for the other player. I always appreciate Hetzers, but we just rarely see them because they just have such bad armor rating. Churchill's doing okay here, just tanking shots, as you would expect from a Churchill. They're still trying to take out that flak. Americans are having a hard time here on the southern flank. I think it's just the sheer amount of Osttruppen is causing issues. Probably even become veterancy free. Using the Kampfkraft Center? No, he's not. Because that would be one way to level up your Osttruppen easily. Another A3 on the field for the Americans. Churchill being repaired by the sappers. But the Osttruppen have outflanked the American position down here. Not easy for the Americans. You can even start giving other weapons to the Osttruppen because they're veteran. Like some SVT-40s could always work. Or an MG-34. But eventually free one, that is. Although you have a lot of options with the Osttruppen when they're veteran. The Baldonaton going in. They've got an upgrade from the egg grenade now. That's a pretty big upgrade too. Here comes more blue and grey coming through the smoke. So I think the Germans have this covered, and well, the Eastern Europeans have it covered.
Resupply by air is now available, Commander.
Yeah, the Osttruppen actually doing pretty good. German Mark 5 on the field for the British. Destroying some weapon up there. Looks like it was a pack. Hetzer's gonna have to work hard to take care of that. Double hits at the center. MT-42, MT-34 actually up on the Atlantic wall. Is not in a good position. Hetzer got a good flanking shot there. But here comes the Churchill pushing up. Or being equipped with the Vickers Go. Penetrating shot, did not do that much damage though. Ship Mark 5 dying. British Lieutenant coming up. And King's Own coming up as well. Hetzer's not being upgraded with any machine gun. So it's going to be very limited how it can deal with the infantry. Now the Hetzer should not have any way of penetrating the Churchill, I think. The Churchill is just too armored. They actually penetrated, wow! I'm impressed! That's an anti-tank rate though, I think that's a dead Hetzer. Yep. Most of them still causing issues for the Americans down here. I think if he can get the blue and grey to veteran to 2, he needs to start arming them with Thompsons, with how he's using them. Oh, very good Gebaldeladnung. German pushing the center here with the Storm Grenadiers and Hetzers. Triple Hetzer! Oh my. We're seeing a lot of Hetzer action today. But the Atlantic Wall region has kind of fallen already to the British. The King's Zone is pushing up very aggressively. Or Prince's Zone, not the King's Zone. We have a BAR armed on the re-echelon. That'll provide a little bit more firepower from them. Just tons of blue and grey coming out. MT-34 equipped on this veteran C3 Ostruppen. That's gonna give them a lot more firepower to work with. Especially on the defense. And you can always arm them with the Kar-98 20-round magazines, which we don't recommend doing in all honesty. It's technically just a free upgrade because it doesn't take up a weapon slot. Ooh, we have SVT-40s equipped on some of these Ostruppen squads. Weapons taken from the Eastern Front. Interesting. That's gonna help them in the medium to close range encounters. And the MT-34 here is just pinning them down. Ooh, and these Hetzers are just slowly pushing up. 25 Panzer Grenadiers coming onto the field too. Big American armored force coming in. Looks like it's the Old and Reliables called in. Unique battle group available to you if you're playing as mechanized, I think. Alongside some Free French ones, although I don't think they call in the Free French one. This is the 9th Infantry Company, I believe, a division, which are very good infantry, by the way. But they've just been driven up in the half-track like that. That's not a good use of them. Around with an M10 and an EC8. And the EC8 will definitely cause issues. M10 can be quite risky to use because of American tank destroyer design. Oh, we also have an 88 set up here. Looks like the Germans are really digging in down here. Oh, M10 did not penetrate. Oh, good shot with the mortar. And yeah, the 60mm mortar is kind of underwhelming, in all fairness. It might need to be buffed in some capacity, but I'm not sure how. Perhaps just allowing it to auto-attack because it's a small mortar would probably be a good idea, but I don't know.
Heavy tank awaiting orders.
Let's see, we have a Churchill there. Oh, Howards are going in to immobilize the half-track with the old reliables. 25 Panzer Grenadiers are here, but Churchill's getting a flanking shot. Scopes 2 and Gewehr and LMD 42 on the 25th. Oh, all reliables. No, that's not the old reliables, that was a mechanized squad. White phosphorus shield from the EC8 there. So they're gonna be pushing up. 30 cal and BAI equipped on them. They're gonna be pushing up, but there are a fair amount of Hetzers and 88s being set up along the front line. These 88s will make it very, very difficult to push up with any allied armor. You can be very, very defensive if you're playing as Ost Division. A lot more equipment airdropped in. Lots of machine guns. Mark 5 recruit by the British. Sexton coming out.
Bracing up there.
EC8 went down alongside the half truck. Guess the 88 and the Hetzers did their job. Being a little bit difficult for the Allies, isn't it? Pillbox being established here by the Osttruppen. Gebaldeladung is really working out well. Americans could probably set up a fort base in that church, potentially.
There's a major reporting for action.
The church is moving up here, not sure what the plan is. Probably should just drive up the Atlantic Wall. Churchill tank has been already equipped with an officer and the Wickers go. Because if you're playing as tank regiment, you can actually get both at the same time, which is a pretty big deal. Oh, mines being laid by the British. Okay, they're anticipating a counter-assault then. Going away, still keeping back the Germans. Lots of machine guns established everywhere for the Germans here. They're really relying on the Eastern European infantry pretty damn well. Another Panzer IV driving up. Blitz being used to scavenge, good to see. The Panzer Grenadiers are holding up here. Americans set up another place, and yes, this is the anti-infantry. I believe they have the unique thing instead of M1 Garands, they arrive with Springfields like the Realism. But unlike the Realism, they're actually pretty damn good at using them. They're pretty good long-range infantry, as I understand. They also arrive with a BAR, so essentially they have double BAR and one vertical at the moment. That's a lot of firepower, by the way. One squad. Well, good job with the Princess Own there, killing their pack crew, but those Osttruppen will just be nearby to recruit. You also have assault brigades coming up here. But I think the Germans might be able to stabilize thanks to the arrival of all their armored forces. And also defenses of the south here, which is slowly creeping up. 105 Sherman for the Americans. Sexton is also present and only opening fire. More mines being laid. Mark 5 moving up, but there's a Hetzer here in ambush position. He knows it's there, he just cannot see it yet, but that's good. I guess that's what the Panzerjäger is going to be for. It's going to get in closer. Now I can shoot. No penetration. Panzer IV though is able to move in to intercept. No penetration. The front line is still pretty static around here. We just push up with that Churchill, but it might be setting up for another one. Perhaps a Crocodile. The Crocodile would definitely be a problem for the Germans. Booby trap set up in the center. Americans still fighting over against this Hetzer. High explosive not do much there. Booby trap went off, didn't kill anyone. Lieutenant is behind here with his MP38s. Big American push down here. That's a lot of infantry, holy shit. Against the pillbox. That's a lot of sacrifice these American troops will have to make. And they don't actually have any means of destroying the pillbox, I think. Yeah, I created assault in the pillbox. I'm not sure how effective it is. It doesn't even hurt it. They need heavy explosives. Oh, someone has found a buck bunga. That's annoying.
We have new units.
So yeah, that concrete pillbox is gonna provide a lot of issues for these American infantry.
We're losing a capture point.
Oh, another good Gewaltladung. Like, these Osttruppen are being used very well by Stock.
Your crew just got wiped out.
Panzerfaust going in the Sherman. Good Panzerfaust. Yeah, now Veteran 5, I think. That's a pretty veteran Osttruppen squad. More Panzer 4Hs coming up and being prepared in the center. Northern flank is relying mostly on artillery at this point because they've lost most of their forward fighting force. Like, if the British would push through, they could probably cause a lot of damage. Oh, we have the New Zealanders called in. Okay. New Zealand infantry arriving with their own Churchill. Churchill Mark 7. Mark 4 Churchill is still fighting here. And the thing about the Mark 7, I believe this one can be armed entirely with high explosives. Yes, it can, so they can deal with infantry pretty effectively. The Germans are just digging in more and more across the front line as they're playing as Ost. And Ost is just one of the best commanders for digging in for the Germans, I believe. It's kind of one of their defensive commanders.
Tank commander awaiting next orders.
The Americans... Oh, American sniper present, okay.
Infantry, suppressive fire.
Not a unit we see very often, but a good shot nonetheless already. Using a scope in one Garand. He's actually pretty good at firing. He just cannot stealth like the other snipers can. Pack coming up there, but I think the sniper can get good shots at that. Here's the blue and grey. Lots of them. They're being also do human wave assaults. You don't want to do that with the Americans, at least not against the fortified defensive position. They clear out the pack though. I guess that was the plan then. Americans are securing the center, but there's more pillboxes meeting them.
Attacking one of our forward buildings.
Tank and crew ready.
New Zealanders are arriving though. These are pretty damn good assault infantry. Able to do Haka, which is like a Maori war cry, I'm pretty sure. Like a war dance and war cry at the same time. Makes them fight very bravely. It's the EC8 command tank. I could always be handy. But there's an 88. And I don't care if you're an EC8. An 88 will cut straight through you. Because that's a big fucking gun. Oh, it did not penetrate! Oh my god! Pulling right off the front. So the Churchill's up here, being up for an attack on the north though. The Americans do not have enough to hold the center at the moment. Assault artillery going in. Oh, that's painful.
We have lost a pack gun. We have a forward structure under attack.
That assault artillery is really hurting the German position. But if we're pushing up here towards the EC8, very risky maneuver, it doesn't really work out. And while the Churchills are pushing northwards here, we're alongside the New Zealanders. 25th is also trying to hold up here. This one's being used as an artillery piece. Trying to deal with that machine gun. They're not penetrate with the Panzerfaust. Churchill is a pretty hard nut to crack. Center of American center has been broken. Germans are pushing through aggressively with their armored forces. Blitzkrieg tactics in use here. We definitely activate Blitzkrieg here. Oh god, the Oberleibels have a Captain Panzerfaust. Very good. I might just have bought the Americans some time. But more Panzer 4Hs are coming in.
Rear echelon troops on the front line.
The Churchills will need to move. Well, the Allied front line is in big peril here.
Enemy armor. Ready. Rear echelon squad ready.
EC8 is trying his best to hold them back. But I don't think it'll last against all these tanks. Yep, there goes. Hetzer got the kill. This Hetzer's done pretty good, actually. That's a lot of blue and grey down here. Who cannot do anything to this Panzer IV. They're really just wasting ammunition. Like, there's literally nothing you can do to this thing. Oh, but I do have the 105 Sherman. Scott also pressed, but that will not do much either. Sticky Bomb. Sticky Bomb got the cannon. And they actually got it. Never mind then. Churchill's pushing up here. Hetzer's trying to keep them at bay. But the quick fire worked out. There's also an 88 though. The Germans are pulling back for now. British needs to be cautious of the 88. Did not penetrate this time. Most of the British are carrying the battle up here anyway. The American center will need to recuperate somehow. That's not going to be easy. 105 Sherman down on the southern flank. Americans have taken heavy losses today. But I think if the British could just push through somewhere, they could finish this. Another 88 established. Holy shit! I think they have an 88 on practically all the fronts now. But they're going out. New Zealand infantry present here. Armed with a Charlton. Essentially an automatic battle. Oh! Battle rifle creation of the Lee Enfield. Another EC8 here in the center. Hetzer coming up behind. American Major without his tank. Just going around. Not a booby trap. But you can booby trap if you're playing as Ost, which is handy. Hetzer down. We also have a Comet now for the British. Okay, the Brits are bringing everything out here. Now the Comet is pretty damn good at dealing with German vehicles because it has a 17-pounder gun on it. Must be loaded with white phosphorus shells. Okay. White phosphorus shell being loaded on this Ostroben. They're gonna burn unless they run. Yep. Only one guy survived. Wall 25th is trying to dig in here. Are they gonna start utilizing their Kampfkraft sensor? Some of them have on some of the units. Let's see what the Scots are gonna do. Blue and Grey have moved up into a large blob again, being led forward by their lieutenant. That's a very dangerous maneuver to do against an MG42 out in the open. Because this MG42 just mow everything down, especially if you're blobbed up. But the MG42 is... Oh! Scott got him! The Scott is definitely very dangerous against infantry. Ferdinand coming in behind us. Panzer IV trying to hold up the center here. Also another Ferdinand coming up for another of the German defender. Ferdinand for all three of them? Okay. That's a lot of elephants. Good Panzerschreck or Panzerfaust. That was a Panzerschreck. The church will definitely need repairs. The extender is not that much damage, but it is some kind of deterrence, I guess. Oh, Scots have been immobilized by an artillery shell. They can get repaired easily. There we go, they're both repaired. Like, if the Scots hit, they can be pretty potent. The thing is just getting them to hit. And the blue and grey is suffering so much here. Big firefighter send a double EC8. Now that's a very good combination. Alongside the EC8 command tank. Triple EC8 is no joke. The British are slowly ready to push again, I think. The Churchills are almost prepared. Dexton going on, trying to counter the German artillery at the moment. Scots are still trying to bomb the front line here. Ferdinand is present. And... oh, did not penetrate. That front line on the EC8 is paying off. But a Ferdinand is not going to be easy to deal with. Or Elephant, as it likes to call itself. That's one of the nicknames for the Ferdinand tank destroyer. Oh, driver injured by the Scot. Assault artillery going in. It's a very large sector, so they're gonna bomb to hell.
Enemy has destroyed an anti-
36 German. Oh, they immobilized the Ferdinand. '88 has been cleared, but they don't know that. And the sector artillery is really hurting them. 76 German down. They don't want to fight that thing frontally. You don't want to fight Elephant frontally, but the EC8 has actually done a really good job. Oh, and the command EC8 is down. Oh, not looking good here. Now the Churchills might have trouble with an Elephant. AVIE Sherman, Churchill coming in. Looks like the Comet went down somewhere. EC8's in the center here. Trying to take out the pillboxes. And the German defense is slowly losing ground, slowly. They still have a lot of units on the field. The Allies just need to keep working to overcome their early losses at the moment. Fire for effect called in, but it's camouflage, so I don't think it'll trigger. Yeah, it did not trigger. The Elephant there is still kind of safe. Double Scottish pressing again. And they know he's still there, so they're firing in the area. Double EC8 there's a lot of firepower in rapid succession. But the Elephant could get a good shot in if it's very cheeky. It just has to worry about the Churchills on his flank. The armor of the Churchill should not be underestimated though. That's its biggest asset. Ooh, one EC8 down. 88 has been recruited. Blitz coming up to repair the engine. There we go, engine repair. Now they can pull it back. Yeah, British infantry is suffering a lot there.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
Oh, trying to fire through the terrain. That's pretty cheeky, but I think this wall is there to stop that. Yeah, the wall is definitely there to stop that. Oh, Elephant got one of the Churchills. It's a hard one to fight an Elephant. Oh, double Elephant no less. Like the Elephant is an amazing tank destroyer, by the way. Like it's pretty high frontal armor because of its very unique setup. Now the EC8 coming out into the field, some more mechanized troops. It's gonna be hard for the Allies to do anything here, I think. Okay, one of the players looks like they're dropping. That could definitely be a problem for the Allies, we'll need to see. Mingbo being shot to pieces there. That's a lot of German bodies, holy shit. Well, not all of them have to be Germans necessarily at this point.
We have casualties. Send your mission.
Ooh, artillery's landing pretty aggressively everywhere. And look at all these fucking 88s, holy shit! That's gonna be impossible to get through with any of the armor. And now an AI is playing as this person, so that's gonna be a lot of extra units coming into the field for free, basically. That the AI is just gonna use continuously. At least it'll apply some kind of pressure, I guess. But the AI can be really easy to deal with. How do the Allies even deal with all these elephants? They got the AVIE Churchill. This is a Churchill unique to tank regiment, I'm pretty sure. Armed with a giant petard mortar. 290mm. So this thing is pretty devastating to anything it hits. Lieutenant is veteran 5, very impressive.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
At least the AI is kind of pushing, I guess. The southern defense is still holding up. Not sure what the Americans can do to stop this.
Waiting orders.
Have an ambulance set up here. Scott coming out. Perhaps the Americans should invest in some priests. Because you do get priests if you're playing as US rifle. And the priest, I think, could probably help. Just an own personal opinion. Churchill AVI pushing up. Need to be cautious because the elephant... Oh, did not penetrate. That Churchill needs to keep moving. Looks like it might get out of there. Oh, that's a very cautious move. Find the petard. Oh, it undershot. They need to pull the petard back.
My lord, a tank's been lost.
And that's a dead Churchill AV. Oh, it's still holding. He needs to keep driving it back, though. It's immobilized. Firing a petard. Undershot. And there it goes. Oh, the base is suffering heavy losses now. The elephants are really turning it around. And the AI is just pushing in the center as the AI does. Yeah, those elephants are just really stopping any allied attempts at pushing forwards. And then the 25th also in the field now to help. And 25th, as I've said before, are pretty good. Probably one of the better Panzergrenadiers you can get if you're playing as Wehrmacht. Like LMG 42 and Scope Sturmgewehrs in one unit? That's a lot. Oh, that's a Veteran 4 Panzer 4H. More pillboxes being established. They're just slowly digging in as they get further up the battlefield. Okay. Like, I'm not sure the Allies can make a comeback at this point. They've suffered far too many losses. All blue and grey pushing out here. They need to get rid of that elephant somehow.
We have lost a peg gun.
Oh, he's locked down the territory with the Major, okay. The Germans cannot actually grab that sector while the Major is inside it, by the way. More artillery called in here. It's fire for effect. Machine gun relocating. We're to see about one Ostrom went down.
Bot has been killed.
88 destroyed. They saw Justice get through that elephant and that machine gun. Then the Allies could actually push through down there. However, German mechanized and armored force going northwards. The British have lost all their armor. Yeah, but the Allies just don't have anything to push with. The Panzer force is just tearing through the AI now. Not looking good here for the Allies at all. No. We have a Comet coming out. The Comet is a nice choice, I think, but not against the Elephant. The Elephant will just one-shot it, I'm pretty sure. Not sure what that Scott is trying to do. Yeah, it's dead. It was also immobilized, so it couldn't have done anything else. Oh, now he knows what the mage is. Is he going to use a high explosive shell? Or is he using a heat? He might not have a high explosive. Yeah, I don't think it has the high explosive. Yeah, you actually need to upgrade that. Okay, but it replaces the heat shells. Interesting. So you actually have to choose if you want. You actually have to choose if you want to have the ability to deal with infantry with that shell or not at all. Comet almost on the field. The Comet will definitely be able to deal with the Panzer IV H's if used correctly. The Germans are just pushing forwards now. 105 shim for the AI. Here's the Comet. Oh, that's a dead Scott, I think. Yep. Oh, it still survived one shot there. Oh, this is not looking good at all for the Allies. Really bad. Oh! Oh, master munitions. Oh, there was some munitions cache. I don't think the British can do anything. Like, the Elephants are just locking down everything so hard. Yeah, oh, they did get a composite B explosive. Oh! Can they get another composition B? I don't know. They might be able to kill it. Yeah, they got it!
They got wiped out.
The rifleman actually got it. That's impressive. And that's what they needed to do. They needed to get rid of those elephants. And one elephant down is at least something. Looks like the Comet went down. Yes, it did. Probably tried to engage with the elephant. There's still mines on the road here. And that's why you lay mines. Mines can really come in handy. And I think with that, those tanks might have to pull back to the German lines. When the 5th and now veterans 4. They're just getting better and better. Yep, they pull back to the lines for repairs, I imagine. They don't have a repair bunker set up, though. Bubble Panzer 4H being prepared behind us as well. But without the Elephant, the Allies could get some more armor to push up. That's a lot of packs, though.
75mm gun carrier ready.
Big pack front. And that blue and gray is gonna get mowed down. Just throwing one pineapple out there. Probo Blitz will provide a reinforcement platform for them.
The enemy has destroyed an anti-tank gun.
Left hand still holding up here. This looks like they've almost lost all the will to fight.
We have a lieutenant reporting in for duty.
Most of them are still pushing down here towards the church. Mage is red 25. I don't think he can do much. Because now the howitzer is also opening fire. Oh, the Scot killed their own troops. That's not good at all. I don't think the allies can come back. It's... I think it's quite lost at this point. They just refusing to surrender. AI is trying to flank with his 105 though. That's where the Panzerschrecks come in, or Panzerfausts. The power of Panzerfaust, everyone.
Just lost.
Oh. Oh, they grabbed the vertical. Okay. Those systems are getting a lot of varied equipment. Yeah, it seems like this fight is kind of over. Allies have lost way too much, way too rapid succession here. Let's just skip up and see if anything else happens. Yeah, the pack front is just holding too well. That's why I think the US rifles should probably have invested in priests instead of the Scots. As cool as the Scots are, I just don't think they match up to a priest. Regardless, it was a pretty interesting match. Pretty big. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.